Hello people, my name is Yuri Malyshenko. I'm a visual thinker, agile coach and a product manager from Copenhagen, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create these types of beautiful sticky notes. And you can see they have some volume and character to them, and you will learn it's not difficult to do. For that we will use a bunch of materials. To the left I will use an outliner, a couple of brush pens of different gray colors, light and dark, a white acrylic marker, and just a light gray felt tip pen for the searching lines. About that in a second. And of course the sticky notes. In order to demonstrate this technique to you, we're going to draw the sticky note from the scratch, and for that grab a stack of sticky notes of your favorite color and ready a light gray felt tip pen or something like that. It could be a pencil as well. Now the reason I'm using light gray felt tip pen is to prototype through the composition a few times without wasting too much of sticky notes. I usually started by drawing the outlines immediately, but then of course you make mistakes and then you just waste a lot of paper. And I've learned that just by prototyping quickly with the gray color you can just find the final composition on the same piece of paper, and light gray doesn't show up in the final result that much, so it's kind of forgiven. So let's say I want to draw this guy holding a pen, so I will start by searching a place for the head. So the head will go here, then I have my shoulders and then the torso, so I just need to correct it a bit so it's centered normally. Then I need to place the arms, so they will go something like this. And you can see that I really place a lot of lines just to make sure that everything checks out nicely. And I don't worry much about that because it's just not going to show through the final ink when we finalize this drawing. So so I will place mouth and the ear here, and then I just need to correct the shape of the head a bit so it looks nice, and then this thinking bubble to the left and something like that, and the mental model inside of the speech thinking bubble, and the line of the t-shirt. So well, I'm happy with the result, and at this stage I'm ready to proceed with inking. Normally I start inking those parts that are the most, you could say, vulnerable to mistakes. In this case it's the fingers with the pen because it's a bit complicated here. I want fingers to run over the pen, to be above them, so I need to carefully place the lines here so that the pen is not really overrun by the lines. So something like this. Okay, yes, that was tough, but that part is done now. And then of course the face is always a tricky one, so I will start with the nose and then the chin, and then the rest of the head will just go in here. Okay, that's good enough for me. And then the rest is easier. So the neck of the t-shirt, the sleeves, the eyes, and the ear, and the mental model. And notice I started with the contents of the thought bubble, and then I proceed with the outlines for the thought bubble, and I will give him some kind of a smile. Alright, so that's with the outlines, and it's time for the dark gray color. I usually use the brush pen tip. It's more flexible and there is more control, and I give the hairdo the dark gray color, something like this. So the guy looks like me. And then I will give the t-shirt the dark color. something like that. And maybe I will just color up some really dark parts, like the bottom of the thought bubble and here and there basically. And then it's time for the light gray. Well, light gray is really forgiving. It's difficult to mess it up. You really need to lay down a lot of layers before it's too much. So it's really forgiving, and you can play with this and just draw layer above layer and just try to find the balance you like. And then I usually give a lot of light gray to the actual background so that the drawing, the figure pops up a bit and gets a bit of additional volume, something like that. And you can see that I don't care much about is it good or is it bad, because it's really hard to mess it up. And finally, I will apply the acrylic white pen so that the drawing gets some nice looking highlights. And usually I will follow the logic of placing the white color from the side which is exposed to the source of light, and I always put the source of light in the left top corner as a go-to principle. So I will give those exposed parts the white highlights, and voila, now this person looks 3D-ish, and it's time to just play a bit. I will give a nice icon here on his t-shirt. Yeah, that's it. As simple as that. It's quite fast, it's forgiving if you do it right. And the next step, I guess, you give it a try, and please do share your results somewhere on Instagram. You can tag me so I could find your post and we could then have a conversation. I hope you liked the technique, and good luck with that, and let me know if you liked it. Bye!